Good morning, everybody, and thank you for coming here today. We're going to discuss a very important policy matters, and as probably everybody in this room can agree, a quality education for our children is probably the most important thing for everybody probably here in this room. I think that we have great schools in the state of New Jersey that have amazing teachers, but we could always do better. And that's why I'm so happy to be here today. And the Garden State Alliance for Strengthening Education has come with recommendations that we'll be looking at for our teacher preparation and helping our teachers throughout their career and expanding on their knowledge and preparing them for that next level and for leadership positions. I think it's very important. I think as we go into the 21st century and all the different challenges that they are, and keeping up with technology and all the things that are available today, evolving our teachers is very important. So we have to make sure it's an evolving process so we can do this and strengthen and give them the tools and the resources for them to be there. So today, here I'm announcing that the Education Committee, under the leadership of Chairman Pat Diegnan, will take these recommendations and they'll vet them out through that committee and see what we can do and what we can come up with, potentially of maybe legislation that can come out of this, because our education of our children is very important. For me, my daughter's an educator, and this is something that is a labor of love. I hear it every day, and I've seen her, how she's grown as a teacher. It's amazing, and you need to have that into every school system, and we need uniformity. And I think by vetting this process, I'm sure Chairman Diegnan is going to dig deep into these recommendations, and with experts and key stakeholders, look at it and see what the best recommendations, if whatever legislation is needed. And I look forward to the process and working with everybody in this room and anybody that has a vested interest in how we can make education better, because educating our children is priority number one, and our children are our future. With that, I want to introduce the excellent chairman, a champion for education, Patrick Diegnan, chairman of the Education Committee, my friend.
Thank you, Speaker. First of all, I want to compliment the Speaker. You know, usually when one steps down as Speaker, they give a term of what has been accomplished during his or her tenure. Well, I can tell you already, Speaker Prieto is known as the education speaker. Last year, he took on the issue of vocational education, which I think is the innovations in New Jersey are going to be a model for our nation, and now he is taking on this particular issue. You know, everybody's looking for a magic bullet, whether it be Common Core or PARCC testing, and we seem to be ignoring the obvious. The key to quality education are quality, well-prepared teachers. And what the initiative that is really being spearheaded by the group behind me today is where this whole debate should have started, but at least we're finally where we should be. And, you know, some of it is, as my kids would say, da moments, or dumb moments. I see, it shows my age. I speed it up. Be good. Close enough. But, you know, cooperation, sharing techniques that work, proper teacher preparation, supporting incentives for teachers to be innovators. Those are all of the proposals that are going to be considered by the committee and hopefully become law. And I'm just proud to be part of it, and I'm thankful to the Speaker for allowing me to be part of it. And at this particular time, I'll just turn it over to really a leader, not only on behalf of teachers, but a leader on behalf of education and our kids in New Jersey, the president of the NJEA, Wendell Steinhauer.
Well, good morning. I am Wendell Steinhauer, co-chair of the Garden State Alliance for Strengthening Education and president of the New Jersey Education Association. I want to thank Speaker Prieto for calling this press conference to bring attention to a very important issue. I also want to thank Assemblyman Diegnan for his leadership of the Assembly Education Committee and his openness to innovative ideas about how to make our public schools even stronger and more effective. We're pleased that the legislature recognizes the importance of the report and recommendations issued by the Garden State Alliance for Strengthening Education. This is an important step in what we hope will be an ongoing collaborative effort to enhance teacher effectiveness and student success. The GSASE is a coalition of education stakeholders, including preschool through 12th grade teachers and administrators, college faculty and deans, college school and college staff, and also parents. The coalition's report was released just Saturday at our summit. We were pleased that the Assembly Education Committee Chairperson Pat Diegnan attended and was actually excited about what he heard. And also present were several State Board of Education members, including State Board President Mark Biedron and the New Jersey Department of Education representatives. That's the type of collaboration that will help us make a difference for New Jersey's teachers and students. The Coalition's report is based on policies and practices that work. It looks at evidence-based reforms that support teachers in improving their practice, both in their preparation programs and continuously through their teaching careers. I want to emphasize that one point, that it's research-based, evidence-based reforms. Now, it's not enough for us individually to adjust programs and practices. We need a statewide, cohesive, focused effort to ensure that we meet today's and tomorrow's challenges together. We need to view the stages of a teacher's career as interconnected. It requires collaboration, continued interaction, and fine-tuning to meet ever-evolving needs and challenges, with all education stakeholders playing a role from beginning to end. The truth is, and we all know this, that it takes all of us, teaching staff, members, principals, supervisors, administrators, and other school staff, university and college faculty, parents, community, legislators, and other education policy makers working together to transform our schools. Most recently, teacher effectiveness has been defined by reformers in very narrow terms, emphasizing things that are easy to measure, whether they're important or not, and completely disregarding things that are hard to measure, no matter how critical they are. We believe teacher effectiveness is enhanced through policies that honor teachers, not bashing them. Policies that foster collaboration, not competition. And policies that understand real teaching and learning are about much, much more than just a test score. We encourage the legislature to carefully consider the report and to hold hearings on the recommendations. We hope the resulting legislation will serve as the driving force to help strengthen teacher preparation programs, build teacher skills throughout their careers, enhance the support of the structures needed to ensure their success, and create a stable education workforce that results in stronger programs and services for all students. We stand ready and willing to work with the legislature, the New Jersey State Board of Education, and the New Jersey Department of Education to accomplish these goals. And now it's with great honor that I introduce my co-chair, Joelle Pineau.
Thank you, Wendell. I am Dr. Joelle Pineau, the other co-chair of the Garden State Alliance for Strengthening Education and the president of the New Jersey Association of Colleges for Teacher Education. Realizing that no one group can represent all the perspectives, the Garden State Alliance was formed to bring together a broad range of stakeholders to empower teachers and bring multiple perspectives to the table. We need a much better approach to enhancing teacher quality than what we have been able to offer and what we have been offered until now. Accountability alone does not improve teaching and learning, and accountability does not build capacity, nor does it provide the supports needed for success. Our mission is to enable educators to help students learn and succeed while developing in their own practice. Our educators and students deserve no less. Our report provides specific recommendations in 4 components of the continuum: teacher preparation, teacher induction, professional learning, and teacher leadership. Research shows us that the quality of teacher preparation will strongly impact the success of the teacher. We need to remember that preparation lays the groundwork for the teacher's grasp of subject knowledge, pedagogical fundamentals, and nuances of teaching. It helps our teachers understand the diversity of abilities and challenges that they will encounter in their students. It helps them learn how to connect with their students and parents with tools to engage them and motivate them. The teacher preparation program is only the beginning of lifelong learning, but our goal is to make it the best, most complete, and valuable start we can give. Our coalition is emphasizing coordination, so our recommendations begin with our coordinating body. The proposed 22-member commission must thoughtfully assess the current state of teacher preparation, induction policies, and ensure they reflect high standards for student learning. It should consider issues related to teacher effectiveness policies are integrated and aligned across the continuum of practice. The commission also will look at program effectiveness. It will study and recommend any revisions to the current New Jersey Teacher Preparation Program accreditation and approval process, including alternate route programs. It will explore ways to address teacher shortages and/or oversupply. It would determine the best way to address content-specific pedagogical standards for teacher preparation, aligned with Common Core state standards and the New Jersey Core Curriculum Standards, which outlines specific knowledge and skills required in each area of certification. These steps may sound simple, but they require time, effort, and commitment by all stakeholders. Our recommendations also address the need for faculty interconnections among programs within the colleges, as well as P through 12 teachers and administrators. They emphasize the important role of cooperating teachers and the need for appropriate assessment of all teacher preparation programs, including alternate route. We look forward to working with the legislator to bring forth these reforms forward. I now want to introduce our colleague, Pat Wright.
Yes, I'm Pat Wright, and I'm the Executive Director of the New Jersey Principals and Supervisors Association, which has been a founding member of the Alliance. Teaching, as Joelle said, is a practice that's learned over time. And as she noted, teacher preparation is just the beginning, but it is certainly not the end. So therefore, the report contains 3 key elements that are essential to a teacher's growth and their continued success: teacher mentoring and induction, professional learning, and teacher leadership. In the initial years of teaching, they help to lay the foundation of a teacher's career. And really, they determine whether the teacher will meet with success or whether they will leave the profession. Unfortunately, 40% of new teachers leave the profession in the first 5 years, meaning that many new teachers don't even reach the level of master teacher in our schools. This constant turnover really has a cost to it. Students suffer from lack of continuity in classroom instruction, and districts must bear the expense of constantly hiring and training new teachers. Clearly, the quality of support new teachers get, the quality of their mentoring and their induction during those early years is critical. But no less critical is ongoing professional learning. Like any professional, the learning cycle for teacher extends over the course of their entire career. We are always working to meet the evolving needs of our students, and we must ensure that the correct supports are in place in our schools to enable ongoing collaborative learning in the workplace. That learning must focus not on remediation of teacher skills, but also on continually improving teachers' knowledge and skills for one purpose: to improve student learning. And finally, we seek to enhance the leadership role that teachers will play in our schools and school districts. Now more than ever, with the demands of school reforms, they require excellent leadership at every level of a school and district. Administrators and teachers must be partners in leading schools and districts with one focus: making decisions and providing supports that lead to greater achievement of all students. But there has been a missing element, and so that's one of the reasons that this report is so important. That missing element in developing teacher leaders who wish to stay in the classroom, by the way, but they also want to have the ability to impact instruction school and district-wide. Those individuals need high-quality professional learning opportunities in order to master the skills and knowledge necessary to be part of an effective leadership team. Therefore, we definitely propose that the National Teacher Leader Model Standards provide the training basis for a new teacher leadership endorsement. The endorsement would create a new voluntary career path that keeps teachers in the classroom while allowing them to play increased non-supervisory leadership roles. A teacher leader advisory board would be established to develop recommendations regarding the criteria for a rigorous program of study in order for teachers to attain this endorsement. And further, that board would continue to monitor and evaluate the effectiveness of these programs to ensure that they continually improve and address the ever-changing roles and challenges of teacher leaders. These expanded roles for teachers will not only enhance the teaching profession, they will enhance education by building a culture of collaboration, a culture of practitioner-led expertise and colleague-to-colleague support that is focused on continuously improving instruction and student learning. We also look forward to working with the legislature to make the elements of this report a reality in New Jersey. Thank you.
And I think that concludes the speaking portion of this. I don't know if anybody has any questions, but I think this is a great start to a good dialogue for getting better teachers and equipping our teachers with the right knowledge for our future. So thank you so much for being here.